Creative Breakfast Corner. Obviously, I'm not on par with the professional cooking shows, but isn't it fun to share what each person has their own weird little way of cooking? Okay, so this is the base for an oatmeal. I know it's yellow. What could that possibly be? There's only like one spice that causes that, so you could probably figure it out. So there's several pills up here. Licorice complex. This one's a magnesium based with L-theanine, which is in green tea, other teas. Amino acids. Traditional allergy meds because I suffer from year-round allergies. This is called microbiome. It's a probiotic, gut restoring, gut healing formula with fulvic acid and stuff like that in it. I have issues with that, but pretty much everyone that as you grow older, you seem to have developed some sort of intestinal digestion disorder. Unfortunately, fairly common. Then I have Power Shake here. See, it's nice and green. Let's see what the ingredients are. Okay, rice bran, oat flour, spirulina, millet, carrot juice, wheatgrass, amaranth, which is a type of wheat, alfalfa leaf, oatgrass, buckwheat, quinoa, raspberry flavor, apple flavor, which is really important, by the way, because it makes the green a little less intense. Organic Lohan Gao, I don't know if I spelled that right, berry. It's kind of like stevia. It's an artificial, or it's a natural sweetener, like monk fruit. Organic chia seed for a little bit of fiber. Has a lot of naturally occurring vitamins and minerals. Decent source of fiber and protein, all plant sourced. Okay. That is just a fantastic product, by the way, by Purium. And yes, they are a distributor company. There we go. It's a little too high. It's on 3, but that's cooking it too much. You can technically boil milk, but I prefer to do sort of a medium boil. That way it doesn't, I don't know what the right term is, coagulate or whatever. It's just to get a little weird. Cook it too high. But it's still consumable. They cook it before you even get it. Okay. So what I did here is I like making sort of a base for oatmeal. So before you even put the oatmeal in, I see some raisins down there. Just kind of stir them up a little bit. Yeah, see, that was even a little too high. You can feel it sticks to the bottom of the pan. Oh well. Survive. This is an efficient stove, so even on 1.5, it's still cooking pretty good. Alright, so I took a Fairlife ultra filtered milk. Great milk, by the way. I don't know if they have it wherever you are. I believe it's made, yeah, it's made in Illinois, so it's made near me in Minnesota. Coconut manna, can't say enough about that product. It's basically, I mean, it's coconut butter, but it's basically like coconut oil and coconut milk in a semi-solidified state at room temperature. Stuff is nutritious as heck. Great MCT oils, I'm sure, in there, and keeps the whole insides of your body nice and lubricated. Turmeric, cardamom, raisins. I neglected to put the black pepper in for the digestion and assimilation of turmeric because I don't want my oatmeal to taste like black pepper. So we'll have to get black pepper later today. I know they say that, but you know how much of these things that come out, like, oh, electrolytes are good for you. Oh wait, they're bad for you. Oh, you know, there's always these consensus where you'll get this information. They're like, well, science says turmeric doesn't absorb without black pepper. Yeah, but when you hear that, and you're like, oh, that's fact. These are the facts. Not necessarily. This is the world we live in. Not everyone tells the truth, and not even everyone that comes upon facts came upon them in the right way. You just don't know. But we think we know. We think that's how it works. There's some graphs and charts, and there's a couple studies done. So without black pepper, turmeric's not going to absorb, right? I'm pretty sure you'll at least get some benefit from it. The anti-inflammatory will probably ease the tissue, the inflammation of the tissues. It may not absorb as well. That doesn't mean it's not beneficial. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, we'll put some honey in here, but not until towards the end. Actually, I'm gonna skip that because it's sweet enough. I already did a little bit of honey in the green drink. Honey is great. Small amounts of honey. If you don't have diabetes or any condition that prevents you from excess sugar intake, I mean, talk about the best of all sweeteners. It nourishes your body, and I know there's science and facts on it. Immune system, people like me with allergies, especially if it's local honey. But there's lots of other benefits that people don't talk about, like, what is it doing in the insides of your body? I think it does some good stuff. You like that for facts? It does some good stuff. I bet you it also tonifies the intestinal walls. I bet you there's some benefit there. Okay. Now, I wonder if I can do this. I'm going to put the camera to the side here. See if I can't get a side view. Okay. There we go. Good enough. Wow, 1.5 is really cooking. I put the fan on, but I try to leave it off so that it doesn't disturb the video. Oh, the things we do for video. Yeah, I don't want to cook that anymore because it'll reduce too much. Cooking milk is gently. It changes the composition of milk. This is very good. I like it. Possible mild sedative, possible mild laxative. That's why they say to drink warm milk before bed. But not too much because you don't want to poop your pants. I mean, this stuff's all subjective. Every human body is different sensitivities. Oh yeah, kind of get it in there nice. I didn't add honey because there's a maple sweetener in this. Another one of those fantastic sweeteners. Date syrup and maple syrup, I would say, are my other two favorites besides honey. Because there's actually a benefit to them. They have minerals and vitamins in them. Especially dates. Dates are just chock full of minerals. And the flavor is uncomparable. I tell you, date syrup is something that is like pure heaven in a bottle. Pure heaven in a bottle. My voice is scratchy, but I sing anyway. Okay. Cooking. I was just wondering, I'm trying to remember how those people on the cooking shows, when you're having to wait for something like oatmeal to thicken, what do they do to kill the time? Sing a song, tell a story, give some facts about cooking, something like that. You don't want too much of that dead air. It's the death knell for all videos. I love making videos. I don't have to be professional. I mean, look at YouTube. Why are people under this impression that, and I get it, I appreciate perfect videos. I appreciate perfect acting. It's great. Or whatever, higher quality. But does it have to be that way to be entertaining or to be of value? I don't think so. There's plenty of stuff that I watch. I mean, how many? Give me a break. I bet you everyone who would even watch this video spends plenty of their free time watching videos that aren't perfect, There's random stuff on YouTube. It's great. Obviously not everyone's into it, so. But we didn't do this for you. I better not do impressions, huh? We live in a PC world of... I keep my impression videos private for my friends, like redneck impersonations, stuff like that. But again, I'm afraid I'm gonna get in trouble if I say anything anymore. And I love to joke about everything. I like to make fun of everyone. When did people start taking themselves so seriously? They've ruined it for the rest of us. Ruined it, they say. Oh, you don't respect our culture, you don't respect our rights. We want lots of money and we want prestige and we want everyone to respect us. Here's a question. Forgive me for doing that. Blowing my nose. I told you I have allergies. Chronic. Okay. So, if you want respect and prestige, don't you have to earn it? You don't just get it automatically. You don't just get a big handful of money because you felt wronged by society. And now it's like every group that could be a group is coming up and doing that. I think it's just people that want free money. You know, respect is earned. It's not given freely. Yeah, we live in kind of a messed up world. And there's not a lot of equality. There's a lot of disparity. Financial and caste, class, distinction. There's a lot of that going on. Lightening up would help if we really want to get through this. Being tolerant of one another and lightening up. There's lots of other things too, like being loving towards one another. When you demand stuff like that and you become violent and active, you're not being loving. You're being a shithead. Oops, I just swore on that. Hopefully that doesn't get caught on it. Unfortunately, I clicked no. This video is not for children. So, the answers are really simple. But the ego is so strong in an individual now, it's never going to happen until people become humble and realize that each individual, we're not that important. Who come with a, oh, I'm important? No, you're not. You're not. One individual and 8 billion? Just think about that for a minute. How important can you possibly be when there's 8 billion other replacements for you? This person, you're not needed. So the mentality that should develop in all of us is that, what can I do to contribute? Because I'm not really that important. So what can I do to really help? I don't know. Not everyone thinks this way, but I like to throw out philosophy while the oatmeal is thickening. Okay. Turn it up a bit because it's taking too long. Oatmeal doesn't take very much. I don't like to overcook it because then it gets too gelatinous, too thick, and it's kind of gross. It loses its appeal a little bit. And obviously this is instant oatmeal, even though it's Irish oatmeal. Here, let's see okay. Good product. Really good product. Irish oatmeal takes approximately 45 minutes to cook. So, unless you want to spend 45 minutes stirring your oatmeal every morning, you might just want to opt for the instant variety. Or cook it for 45 minutes, I don't care. People get real intense about that. Oh, it's not good unless it's, yeah, okay. Fresh vegetables, it's all great. But we live in a world of options, and we live in a world where a lot of people don't have as much free time. So, cooking from scratch is more of a hobby than anything. And it would only be a necessity if we went back to the Stone Ages and we didn't have these ways of processing things. And process doesn't have to mean that it's become loaded with preservatives and stuff like that. Process can just mean that it was made so that you can prepare it more easily, you know? Like when you take frozen vegetables, for example. Yeah, it's a process, but it doesn't completely ruin the product, you know? And how practical is it when you live in a climate like mine, where it's winter 6 months of the year? It's not practical to eat fresh vegetables all the time. Even back in the day, as they would say it, if you had potatoes or something, they were stored in a cellar. They weren't fresh. They were like 3 months old, man. You know? So this whole concept, people get so ramped up about so many stupid things. Again, when did people start taking themselves so seriously? Lighten up. You want to be happy, or do you want to just be pissed off all the time, everywhere you go, everything you do? My favorite example is like the type of personality. It's like they're doing all these basic things like laundry and taking out the trash, cooking. They're all stressed out and pissed the whole time, you know? This is the power of yoga, in my opinion, is taking something like yoga, and instead of trying to become some superhuman who can do all this really cool stuff, have magical powers and all that, take it and become really skillful in your life. Take it and apply it to being really skillful and patient about how you cook, even if you're not doing it from scratch. I put a lot of patience and consideration into even just making this oatmeal. And yeah, it took me a little longer, but it didn't take me 45 minutes. Very funny. Very funny. When did people start taking themselves so seriously? As if it really matters, you know? Who are you trying to impress? Yeah. That's another thing that people, we try to impress everyone, you know? So it's like the whole point of decorating a house nicely is that so people can come check out your stuff and then want your stuff and be envious. What did you just do for the world right there, you know? Yeah, make something nice. That's great. Just think about that everywhere you go, even in social situations. Oh, I gotta impress that girl. Oh, I gotta impress that guy with the job. I want to make sure that my job is better than his job, so he feels like crap. What? Why? Don't you want to live in harmony? Obviously not. All right, I wish photo or video captured smell, because the smell of this is really nice. And yeah, turmeric is a little astringent and bitter, but you can make up with that some sweetness. And I just believe in making things a little bit medicinal. I want some benefit from what I eat. Sometimes I'll eat something kind of trashy, you know, but I most of the time I try to default with making something both delicious and nutritious. You won't be able to see. This is basically finished. We'll end the video here soon. Let's get this right amount of thickness. I won't even need to add any liquid in it after, you know, like you pour a little milk over. Beautiful. Oatmeal with cardamom, turmeric, coconut manna, coconut butter, ultra filtered milk, Irish oatmeal. Bon appetit.